Dudes, I'm talking about another Guerlain today. Habit Rouge Low. This was my very first Guerlain. This was my introduction to Guerlain. And I can't think of a better introduction to Guerlain than Habit Rouge Low. This is actually one of my favorite Guerlains. Of course, I could say that about all my Guerlains. I could pick out any Guerlain fragrance that I have out of my, 25, and say this is one of my favorites, and it would be true. Because all my Guerlains are special in different ways. This is special, well, for one, it was my first Guerlain, and I fell in love with this fragrance. And I think this and Habit Rouge Original Eau de Toilette are probably the most unique, unusual Guerlains that I have in my entire collection. Habit Rouge is really unique and unusual, and so is this one, but in a different way. And I can't figure out why people aren't talking about this. Maybe it's because they don't know about it. But I reviewed this like eight months ago, 8 or 9 months ago. And I think there was one other reviewer besides me that's ever reviewed this or talked about it. And I don't understand that because I think this is so beautiful. I really do. Let me tell you about it. The main things that I get from this fragrance are, it's like a vanilla orange creamsicle, hazelnut, patchouli, and a powdery accord. Those are the main things that I get from this fragrance. The secondary notes that I do still pick up, but they're not quite as dominant as those other notes, are jasmine and green notes, but I still get those. This is really unusual because I've never smelled anything like this before. And there is a bitter orange in here, but it's not like your typical fragrance that has orange in it. It's not like bright and zesty. It's more of a creamy. Everything in here is really creamy and powdery, but it's not feminine. It's actually a creamy, powdery fragrance, but it's more masculine somehow. But that orange and vanilla creamsicle and the hazelnut gives it like a nutty feel to it, and that light patchouli is just so beautiful to me. Nothing else like it. That's one reason I like this, is because it almost seems like an exclusive from Guerlain, because nothing else is like it, and it's done so well. Everything, I've never had a combination of notes like this, like a composition quite like this, but everything fits so perfectly together. I don't know, maybe Terry Wasser was sort of experimenting around with notes and stuff, and he just like decided to put, you know, make a powdery fragrance with like orange and vanilla and make everything creamy and hazelnut instead of almond, which Guerlain is known for using almond, but this is hazelnut instead. So that's a little bit of a twist. And then that like patchouli and that powderiness probably coming from maybe the jasmine, the white floral. But this is really unique and unusual. And it has a really elegant, classy feel to it. It's very formal. It feels very formal and dress up and special. And I love this fragrance. I do. Everything fits so perfectly together. The quality is really good in this. Everything is blended perfectly. And I love it. And I just can't feel, I wish more people would talk about it. I wish other reviewers would get a hold of this and talk about this, because I think this is one of Guerlain's best, in my opinion. But anyway, I remember when I got this. I think I got this for like $50, probably at Fragrance Net when I first got this. And I remember that I seen this on the Guerlain website, and I remember that it being really expensive, like $125 for 100 mil. But I got it on discounter for like 45 or 50. And I looked before this review and found it on um, a discounter called the Perfume Spot, which I'm not really familiar with them, but they have it on sale on their discount site for $35, which I think is a steal for this. Um, and I think it might be discontinued, but I have no idea if it is or not. I looked around. Fragrance Net doesn't have it anymore. Most places do not have this anymore, so I don't know if they discontinued this or not. But I want to look into that, and if it has been discounted, I actually might get another bottle, especially for $35. But anyway, I love you guys, and I just wanted to get on here and talk about this because nobody else is talking about it, and I think that's a shame. Anyway, love you guys, and I will be back with something else later. Peace.